Hello everyone and welcome back to another Magical Moon video. I'm here with the large BFG and the lovely little Tottie who's sporting that new rug. We've been out shopping, we've had to replenish a bit of our stock. We've also had to buy new ones because we have had those new additions. And it's all about keeping them comfortable, and especially with Tottie, she has that pre-existing lung condition which makes her very vulnerable if it gets wet or damp and cold or all those together. And you can see this other little rug is a lot lighter. We were very kindly donated this along with another one. It means we can wash these guys, and if the weather does pick up, we can obviously put this on. And I think BFG agrees. He's definitely keeping me on my toes. I'm not sure if it's going to be a little bit of a love nibble on my ear. He's very affectionate. But we've got to head up now to the other legends at the top. We're going to show you something very interesting. You won't want to miss it, and then it's back down to catch up with a few of the other residents. We're up in the top field and something's missing. The herd are nowhere to be seen. And we have had many questions about why the herd don't have rugs, why they don't have the care or the similar care that the guys down in the yard do. And in this bit, we're going to answer some of those questions. It didn't take too long to find them. We found them here. It's completely still. There is no wind. The only wind you'll hear is these guys' breath on me. And they're not silly. They've adapted, as Jenny said, to this environment. They've come out of the wind. They've come into what we call the strip paddock, and it's got the two big hedges on either side, which provides them with that shelter. But they've also got other tricks up their sleeve, which nature has provided for them. You can see by their nice natural coat, it's thick. At the moment they're just developing that real heavy winter coat, and underneath they've got all those oils from their skin which protect them, and there's a sub layer, so on the outside you'll see where the mud is. We don't brush them because we want to keep all those oils in the hair to protect them, contrary to with the donkeys, as Jenny said. They all have individual cares or needs, and with the donkeys they don't like the rain because their coats aren't adapted to it. They're not designed to be wet, whereas these guys are. These guys can weather the storm, but they are moving all the time, and just because of the terrain here, it's very up and down all over. There isn't anywhere that's really level. It's perfect for roaming around, for keeping everything going, and for just munching while you're on the move. And these guys have got it down to a T. We're going to show you something really interesting now, and we've got this. It's an infrared thermometer. It was kindly gifted to us by Melissa, aka Paul, and it's a really useful tool. We used it to show the difference in temperature in the house, but we've also used it just to see how these guys are going. I think it's going to really interest you, given the ambient temperature here is probably about 4 or 5 degrees. It is very chilly. Let's just see how hot she really is. "25, beauty be hot alert, 28, look. See, that's really annoyed. You've just seen the little Kimmy walking past, and she is the ultimate free ranger. She's got that really fluffy coat, and she's open right up to actually cool down. Her surface temperature is nearly 10 degrees cooler than some of the other guys. And in contrast, we have Oliver and we've got Bear over there, who are a different breed, and so they have a different type of coat. And they'd be the sort of horse you'd need to keep an eye on, or we keep an eye on, that at one time or another they may indeed need a rug. But at the moment they're holding their warmth, they're holding their condition, and that's what it's about. It's all about being in tune, keeping your finger on the pulse and acting when necessary. But at the moment it's all pretty good up here, and on a day like today there's no finer place to be. So just a little bit more up close and personal, and talking about the hair. You can actually rub the hair, and as you rub the hair, at this time of year nothing falls out because it's really, really dense. It's also got a lot of oil in there coming from their skin, and that's in contrast to the donkeys, for instance, who don't have that protection. They don't fare well. They're not designed for the rain. That's why we keep them undercover as much as possible. But these guys have really adapted, and Beauty, she's always been a real love of my life, a real favourite. She came from a very tricky situation, and in a previous episode we did a feature on her, but she's always been a little bit standoffish, but we struck that bond, and she's just really got better and better. Well, she got better and better in the competition ring. Since being in France, she's hung her jumping shoes up and she's taken over. She is the matriarch of the herd, and it's just been an evolving process, and she's had to learn new skills and ways of doing things which she'd never have had to have done in that controlled bit of a clinical environment. And that's just the nature of where they come from. But here we try and give them that freedom, just to let them be as much a horse as they can be. She's a really good example of adapting well to that, and you can see she's a little bit portly. She looked at me then when I said that, but she's very comfortable, and they have all this beautiful grass. We're so fortunate where we are in the world that here we are nearly all year round. We have this green grass, and at different times, even now, we still get that new growth, and it works really well. They're designed for just walking and eating and taking it all in. Hello.
He's playing tricks and hiding all your toys. He loves to sing, he makes a lot of noise. Tiny and cute, a monster with a smile. Hat, tie and boots, he's got a lot of style.
As you can see, Tiny Tim is showing me his new shoes. It's not going to be too long. Gregory's coming back, and I think we're going to get that update we've all been waiting for a bit of freedom. He's very, very playful. As you can see, very animated. And Sweet Pea's been such a good girl with him. But I just can't wait, I'm sure, the same as you, to see him run free. But we'll tell you, as and when it happens, what's going to happen. I think he needs to be the first to know. I think this is another first on the farm. Annabelle's got her new rug on. And it would make sense, she's probably never had one on before, but we had to remove, or Jenny did, removed all that real matted coat. Part of being a Poitou princess is you have this long regal hair, but it was in such bad condition when we rescued them that the kindest thing was to trim it out or thin it out as much as possible. And that's left them a little bit short for the winter. This is the ideal solution. Everyone's pretty calm and content here. And on that note, we're going to say thank you all so much for watching, for liking, for subscribing. Don't forget to hit the notification button so you don't miss any of the up and coming videos. Lots of love, stay magical, and we'll see you next time.